And you were describing the death march at the time.
Yeah.
What kind of shape were you in when you were walking along?
I still had my clothes from home, so I was lucky. I wasn't so cold. And that was February the 1st, we started to walk. We walked for 6 weeks, so approximate till March the 15th. It was very cold. Sometimes it was snowing. But thank God I was having my coat. And
what did you have on your feet?
Wooden shoes. You know something? Wooden shoes were very good. It kept us warm.
Could you walk for long distances in those?
Yeah, we got used to them. You know, if you get used to something, you can wear it. We were young. It didn't bother us that much.
Did you have blisters on your feet?
Even if I had the blisters, no big deal. It's not like now. We were hardened. We knew someday, soon. We saw the Germans running too. We passed by Dresden, and the whole city was burning. We went on top of a bridge in Dresden, and underneath the city was burning, and the Germans didn't let us look down. We had to go in the middle of the road. We couldn't look down, but we could see the smoke. And that was, to us, like the best medicine.
How many of you were there?
When we were walking, we were 400 girls.
And how many guards?
2 guards. Where could we run? We go to the Germans. Germans will take us to the police. They're going to shoot us. So it didn't pay to risk our life now in the last minute. It didn't pay. Some girls did. Some girls got away, some didn't. But why should we risk our life? We know any day we can be liberated. It took us months to be liberated, but we didn't know. We didn't know what next day. We figured the Russian army would catch us on the road. That's what we were always figuring. Because the Russian army were the closest to us. We didn't know about the American army. We knew later, when we were walking, we saw planes, and they said that the American flying during the day, and the English during the night. And I saw one plane coming down, and I was crying. One American during the day. Somehow there were a few planes, and one plane was coming down and turning and coming down. That is really. But we saw, at least we saw something. We saw hope. Before we didn't see nothing. Just what the Frenchman was telling us, 2 weeks and the war be over. Germany go lose. And that's it. So that's what brought us a little bit hope.
How did the guards treat you?
The guards were not assessment, but they had orders, you know, like the Germans. They had orders, and they had to deliver us wherever they. From time to time, we could see how they went away, or they called, or something. I don't know what. So we were just, one guard was in front and one guard in the back. Or the front guard went away, or the back guard went away to get some orders. Not too far, because he came right back. Came back, and he told the other guard, so we have to go. You know, all of us had to stop. And he went over to the front, and nobody from us went away, because it didn't pay. It didn't pay to risk our lives by then. So all of a sudden he got an order, no more to Berlin. And he told us, we cannot go no more to Berlin. We have to go south. So we went south. It's why it took us 6 weeks. We went south, and we came into Flossenburg.
How could they transport food for all these people?
No, we didn't get what we did. Let's say we came to a town or to a village or to a farmer, and what he did, he had potatoes. You know, they had the farmers, so they cooked the potatoes and gave us a few potatoes, and that was it. What means they cooked for us dinner? They gave us a potato, 2 potatoes, 3 potatoes. That's it. That's all what we had.
As you were walking, did you see any of the townspeople at all?
We saw mostly what we were going through villages. We didn't go to towns.
But did you see anybody?
We only had to go through Dresden because maybe down on the bottom was a bridge or something. A river or something. We had to go through a bridge. But the rest we only went through. We only saw fields and woods, and mostly this way we went. No towns.
No farmers working?
Farmers we saw. Villages with farmers.
Did anybody try to make any contact with you as you went by?
Sometimes they gave us a few potatoes if the guard wasn't looking, or the guard was you know, if we were too much spread, one was too much in front, one was in the back, so they came out and gave us. So we all ran over, and she you know, especially an older woman, mostly what we saw really older people, because the men went to war, and the women maybe worked, the kids, who knows, maybe they went to school, who knows? We didn't see no kids. Or maybe the kids were hiding, who knows?
Was there any negative reaction from anybody as you went by?
Oh, they? No. Mm-hmm. They didn't do nothing. Yeah, let's say if let's say a policeman was there, so he chased us to go faster, But the rest, the people didn't say. They said, sometimes they said, it's finished, you know. They had read it on the radio. Somebody said to one person, we finished, but us it spread like quick fire. The woman said, we finished. It means the Germans are finished. That was by us, you know, but we couldn't say nothing. We couldn't go tell the guard, go away, leave us alone. He would shoot us. So we kept quiet to ourselves and we walked. We had to do it.
Did anybody die on this march?
On the march, I don't think so. But later, I tell you, later. And from the train, we took off a lot of dead people.
If anybody wasn't feeling well, did the others help that person along?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We left 2 girls, we left in one place. It must have been a camp over there. We left them over there because the 2 girls couldn't walk. I don't know. I don't think they are alive. Yeah.
And then after 6 weeks, you finally got to the Flossenburg?
Came to Flossenburg. When we came to Flossenburg, they took us into a room and they told us we should get undressed. Everything. Just to leave the shoes on. So I took everything off and I looked for the pictures. And I put the pictures. When I looked for the pictures, you know, so one of the Germans must have seen me looking someplace over there. He said, "What are you looking over there for?" So I dropped it. And when he turned around, I picked it up and I looked and I found the pictures. And I put in the wooden shoe. In the wooden shoe in the front, because the front was closed. And we came to the second room. They told us to go to the second room. When we came to the second room, they told us to leave the shoes. So I went to the side, and to make myself a mark where I put the shoes. So I went and I put those 2 wooden shoes over there. And they told us to go to a third room. The third room had showers, We didn't know what showers is. We figured they're going to give us a shower to get washed up. We were not washed for 6 weeks. But instead, it came in, assessment came in, and they started to mark us with crayons. 0, or 1, or a 2. I got a 0. Most of the girls got a 1. And the girls a little heavier, I mean not heavy, but you know, a little stronger, got a 2. And the assessment left. There were few men. And we started to look around us what happened, and they saw just a few girls got the 0. So they came over to me, they erased and made it to look like a 1.
Who did that?
One of the girls, especially the girl, our eldest, the Mitzi Melle, she told them, the girls, to make from the 0 a 1. She figured out what happened. We figured out too, the same thing. Meantime, they didn't bother with us. I don't know if they had orders not to do it, nothing to us, or something, I don't know. So later they told us we should go back and get our shoes. So I'm going over there and I look and I don't see my shoes. My shoes were not there no more. So I put on another pair of shoes similar to those. And I walked around, and every girl what I saw what was wearing shoes like I had, I said, listen, maybe you have something in your shoe. It's my parents' pictures. Could you change the shoe with me? I didn't say both shoes, I said one. So one girl said, I feel something in there. I said, don't look at it. It's my parents' pictures. Just change the shoe, nothing else, because the SS were looking. So she went, she took off the shoe, and I took off the shoe, and we switched the shoes. And it was my parents' pictures. This way I hid it.
How did this camp that you were now in, Flossenburg, differ from the other camps you had been to?
Now, when we came, they gave us one barrack, 400 girls. There was straw on the floor. And we had just to stay, to sit, and to lay just on the straw. Couldn't move, didn't go out no place. They sent us one time a day, like here's a garbage can of food, soup, whatever it was. And one time a day we got food. And the rest we had to sit. We could all stand up, or sitting, or laying. Couldn't. After maybe 5 days, 5 days I think, they let us out. Got a little bit fresh air. And we stayed over there, I don't know how long, and then we had to go back in. And that was it. They didn't know what to do with us. Maybe they didn't want to kill us. There were no women were in Flossenburg, only men. No women. Now I want to tell you something.
No women went?
Before we came, there were no women over there.
Oh.
And the camp was still there. I saw first time in my life a colored man over there. He was wearing a white hat. Must have been a cook. Or in Europe, there were no colored people. Am I talking right if I say colored people?
Sure.
Or, it's not African American, but so they must have taken him from France or from some other country, I don't know from where. And he was walking from far, and he looked at us, and he was laughing. That's all. And we looked at him. First time I saw a color man. I never saw a color man in my life. Then it was our elders from our first camp, Miss Templer. She found out that boyfriend, they were engaged, is in that camp. And she knew how to speak German, good. She was, I think, from Germany. And she went over to an assessment and asked him. She figured she's talking to a person, you know, to a mensch. And she asked him, she said, I have my bridegroom is here. Can I see him? He said, yeah. What's his name? So-and-so. And they brought him over, and she saw him, and they kissed, and they took him away. And later they shot him. If she wouldn't say nothing, she should have understood. With the assessment, you don't ask. But it was just before the end of the war.
Did you realize that this was a death camp that you were in?
No, we didn't know. Mm-hmm. But you see, when there were a few Hungarian girls with us, when they saw the showers, they were scared to death. And they told us. Then we knew. We were looking up only if but you see, we were scared, but there were windows and you could look out. So we figured that couldn't be showers, regular showers. You can look out. You know, somebody can break the window and jump out or let the air in. I don't know what it was. I don't know, but there were showers and there were windows, a whole bunch of windows. I don't know what it was.
How long did you spend in that camp?
We were there 1 week.
And then where?
And then they took us on a train. We were a week on a train, without food. They gave us a piece of bread, that big a piece of bread, almost black like pumpernickel, but it was all clay. And they said, you have to have this for a few days. And we were there for a week. No water, nothing. If it rains, we stick out the hand, you know, in kettle train, not in passenger train, in kettle train. So we stick out the hand to get a little bit water to drink.
That's the only water you had?
That's the only water we had. That's all.
What did you do about going to the bathroom?
There was a bucket. Who needed to go to the bathroom? The bucket didn't overflow. We didn't eat, we didn't need it. We didn't have no water. Just a little bit rainwater. How we lived through, I don't know how we lived through. And then we came to Bergen-Belsen. They brought us. They want to take us. We saw the whole time they're taking us north. And then from north they took us south, back to Bergen-Belsen. I think they want to take us to the Baltic. But then we stood. I don't remember the whole day or a half a day. I don't remember. And then they brought us back to Bergen-Belsen. When we came down from the train in Bergen-Belsen, we had a lot of dead people. A lot of dead people. And there was a little thing over here on the side from the road. And there were frogs over there in that water. Frogs. Little frogs, big frogs, all kind of frogs. Water was very clean. You could see the bottom. So we ran over and we were drinking. And the soldiers said to us, don't drink that, you're going to get sick. But what do we care about sick? We needed water. So one German said to us, you're going now to paradise. So, but we couldn't understand, we couldn't believe him that that the Germans going to take us to he said, to a hotel, to a paradise hotel, that they're going to take us to a hotel. We couldn't believe it. And we were going around talking between ourselves, and one man, also a German soldier, passed us by and said, Kinder, ihr werdet von hier nicht mehr rausgehen. Kids, you won't get out from here no more. You won't get out from here. Like that's the end. Him we believed. We knew he's saying the truth. The other one is joking with us. He's telling us the truth. And that's what it was. A lot of kids didn't come out from Bergen-Belsen. A lot of kids didn't come out. We came, they started to take us for a march into the camp. And from beginning, in Bergen-Belsen, where you came in, we saw little bungalows with curtains. It was nice. We didn't know the SS was living in there. We didn't know. So we figured, from beginning, we figured for us, that wasn't for us. With little curtains, with ribbons, nice, beautiful, like in southern of Germany. You know, they like with flowers, with this. And then we started to see the barracks. And then we knew where we go.
What did you say?
We saw the barracks. We saw dead people laying dead. We saw people barely walking. And then we were walking more, and then we were walking or standing, I don't remember, and all of a sudden it came down. It was down a little bit, the road, very little down. And over there was coming a wagon, open, just like a platform, with wheels and people pushing it, and dead people on top. We knew where we are. Look, my finger. We knew where we are. And we started to smell. There was a smell. We couldn't understand what the smell is. And it was all in the back. It was dead people burning. We didn't know. We saw those people, we let those people through, and we saw where we got in. We knew we can't get out from here, and we knew we won't get out of here. And then they brought us in, they took us into one section. You see, Bergen-Belsen was like inside the camp, was one road in the middle, and then was sections, different sections, on this side and on this side, different camps. So we were the last camp. There were girls already there before us. And there was a big tent, and here was a big barrack. And in the first big room, I think there were 1, 2, 3 rooms. 3 rooms in the whole barrack, a long one. In the first barrack were Polish women from Warsaw. What they made the uprising. You know, in 1940, I think it's 45, 44, 45, there was a Warsaw uprising, Polish Warsaw uprising, not the Jewish one. They were over there, in that one barrack. And then another barrack were more Polish. And then the third one, we go in to take a look, and that people living over there. So we had to wait outside. We had to wait. We're looking in the tent are dead people too. So we had to wait. So they took out the dead people and put in the tent, and they told us to go into that room, big room. And we're coming in and we're looking, there was cement on the ground, and we're looking at that room, and we see white lice. Like this, like my skin, the lice, the color, but they were so big. I mean big. So we started to climb. First of all, we want to get out. They said, no, nobody gets out. So we started to kill them with the wooden shoes on the thing, the lice, and then they telling us to sit down. Sit down. We sat down like you make in a sardine, one next to the other. Now, our elders, there was one divider. There was over there one bed with straw. So the eldest, the Mitzi Melle, had two sisters. So she took the two sisters with her to bed. And she entitled to it. She's the eldest. Next day we woke up. We had lice. We scratched. She came out full. And both sisters. And she said to us, girls, get undressed. Take a look what goes on. I'm full of lice. My two sisters full of lice. That straw inside is full of lice. And she started, don't be shy. Get let one look in the back or on the body or your hair. One lies the other one out. And I'm going to do to my sisters the same thing. Because we are full of lice. Full of lice. So this what she said, and she showed us what she's doing to her sisters. And one sister did to the other, and so it was terrible. It was terrible. But we
How did you get rid of them?
Then they went, we had lice until after the war. You want I tell you now or later? About how we got rid of them?
Yeah.
Should I tell you now?
Mm-hmm.
So when we got freed, when we got liberated by the English army, so a lot of girls were sick. They had typhoid. I didn't have typhoid yet. After 2 weeks, after liberation, I was still in the death camp. They couldn't take fast enough the people out. Some they had to carry on stretchers. Not some, a lot of them they had to carry on stretchers. So, and they were, like we had those big jeeps, they were carrying the people in. And all of a sudden I started to get sick. 2 weeks after concentration camp. I'm supposed to get out as a healthy person. And I feel I'm getting sick. I'm getting sick, so somebody said to me, sit down. I couldn't walk. She said, I stood there, waggling. She said, sit down, and the soldiers will come, and they will, the Red Cross, they called it the Red Cross, will come and they're going to take you. So this is what I did. I sat down. Really, I fell down. I lay down. And they picked me up in a stretcher and they took me. Okay.
That's good.